All right, just going to go through the last video here for refraction of water waves. Look, it's very similar to the first one. The only difference now, we've really reversed the direction, and we're now going from shallow water and we're going into deep water. So if you just wanted to stick again, a new page, draw this out maybe at least half a page big, leave a good bit of room on the right hand side for completing your diagram, and then we'll just go through the various different stages. Now the first phase is literally the exact same as the previous one, like just mark the midpoint of your two full wave fronts here, your two full wave crests, and then put a wee axe down at each location. Okay, number two, quite similar to the previous example, just literally again add in the incident ray. So just put your ruler down on top of the two axes, just a straight line right through, put an arrow in there, and label that the incident ray as well, please. Okay, number three, exact same as the previous exercise, just draw in the normal at that boundary. So I'll just give you a few moments to do that as well. Number four, again, quite simply label the angle of incidence. So again, identical to the previous example, just give you a few seconds to do that as well. Now, number five, this is again where we've got to be super careful. And look, in this case, we're going from shallow water to deep water. In that case, the water waves speed up, they get faster, and they bend away from the normal. So just memorizing which direction they bend when they speed up, that's again very important to do in this particular stage. So again, just take a wee screenshot of that there if you wish, or pause it, and then copy out those notes into your existing page as well. Now when we come up here, look, we have to bend this ray now away from the normal, and quite similar to the previous example, we need to make sure we're deviating it by at least 15 degrees. So just again, pause this and then copy down that refracted ray. You can see we've deviated by, I've done it by exactly 15 degrees in AutoCAD here, and then you fill out your diagram as well. Number six, quite similar to the previous stage, just label please the refracted angle. So just from the refracted ray back to the normal here, go ahead. Number seven, we're now going to add in those construction lines quite similar to the previous example. All right. Now go along that top edge there, like just along those wave fronts there, and just take a straight line across till you intersect the boundary. And look, just do the exact same along the lower edge there as well. Just come straight across until you intersect the boundary. Now I haven't just put in the two double dashes here, like, but it's pretty hopefully clear from the diagram here that this first ray this down quickly. You see it from the diagram, but just to sort of maybe make your notes just a little bit clearer. And we'll add that double dash there. Hopefully that's close enough. And you can add the wee double dash look along your actual construction line along the very bottom there somewhere as well. Not really clicking in too good there at the moment. So just add in the wee construction lines to your diagram. Add in, of course, the wee double dashes as well. You don't need them or nothing like, but it's just perhaps the first one or two times you do it. It's just a little reminder again that those two construction lines are indeed parallel with your refracted ray. And complete that diagram now yourself. On to the next stage, we've now got our construction lines and whatnot added in, and quite similar to the previous one, we're now going to add in our first new wave front. We go to this boundary here, it's just a wee line, shouldn't be there. We go to this boundary, and again, we're going to take a new line from that boundary, and it comes down and intersects that construction line. But again, it needs to cut through that construction line at 90 degrees. So super important that the angle looks right there. So again, pause the screen and just do your first wave front in there as well, please. Now, number 9, literally continue that exact same process for the other wavefronts that are currently at the boundary. So you can see the second one there, come down to the construction line, should be 90 degrees. The next one from the boundary, coming down, should be intersecting at 90 degrees. And then finally the last one there, coming down and should be 90 degrees as well. So again, just pause the screen and add in those extra couple of wavefronts and put the wee squares in there as well, please. And finally, on the number 10 here, again, just add in 3 full more wavefronts. I'm not going to go through this one in too much detail, but you can clearly see here, of course, like you're going to have to go back here and use a ruler on your page to measure your new wavelength between wave crests, and then just literally go back to the first one you've just finished up with there, measure out that distance, put a wee dot down, measure out the distance, put a wee dot down, put a wee dot down, and then finally, of course, put in the remaining wavefronts. Okay, again, they need to be intersecting each of those construction lines there at 90 degrees. Now you can see, of course, like your page, you can continue those construction lines on ahead as needed, but if you keep it 90 degrees at one side correctly, the other side, of course, will be 90 degrees, and it does look right. You can see all these wavefronts here coming exactly parallel to each other, and of course, your diagram should be within reason, hopefully as accurate as that as well. So let's pause the screen, add in those 3, and that'll finish up this exercise then.